Hello, everybody. I am so excited that you are all here. Today, we are going to talk about a very exciting subject, which is omega 3. We're not going to talk about everything because there is still so much to learn. There is so much information. There is still are still studies which have to be conducted, science which have to uh, pick up on the studies which have already been done. But we are going to talk about the basics, and hopefully, I can teach you a lot about omega 3. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Hi, my name is Susanna. I am 31 and I am from the Netherlands. I've always been excited about food and drinks. I've been in hospitality for years, but after a few and slowly acting up health issues, I decided last this October, which was 2023, to take health and education seriously because I was so tired of all the misinformation that I had, everything which I wanted to try, all the wonder pills. And I was like, no, I have to be able to make a decision for myself, which is actually based on knowledge. And I decided to go full in. So now I am doing in. I am studying to become a health coach, a nutrition coach. I'm also studying rapid resolution therapy, so the mind could be healthy too. So basically, I am taking a holistic approach to health because I truly believe that everything is connected and that your body really, really wants to heal and wants to be here for you. And I got so excited that I want to share it. So hopefully, your health journey will be way more fun, way easier, quicker, and with less trial and error. So I'm so excited that you're here. Let's dive into omega 3. What is omega 3? There are three more famous omega 3s, which are there is the DHA and the IPA. There's also a third one, which is also a very main one, which is ALA. Um, names, the full names are on the screen. I won't try and butcher them. Um, but they all have their benefit. So, what are omega 3s? Omega 3 are essential polyunsaturated fats. So, if we just clip them down into small pieces, essential, the body cannot make them on their own, on your body's own. Your body cannot make them itself. So it needs to get them from your diet, your nutrition, your food intake, name it, but it has to come from outside of the body. As you can see in the slide, at the ALA and the IPA, 5% of the ALA, which enters the body, is convertible to IPA. However, this is only the case in very healthy individuals, very healthy bodies. Women are more prone to be able to do that than men, and the liver has to work optimally. Um, so then, if we are going to take those clips again, then poly means many, saturated. Unsaturated means refers to the double bonds, which is a reference to their chemical structure, and these are not the fats that will end up on your love handles, on your little tummy, on the places where you actually do not want fat. So don't cringe when I say the word fat. These are actually very important, biologically active, with a purpose fats. They have jobs like blood clotting when you have a wound, sending information. They are essential for the brain, creating a more clear brain. Um, so yeah, they are very, very important. But why are they so important? Well, after the industrial revolution, or during the industrial revolution, we changed our diet immensely. So from having to work for your food, being outside a lot, mostly making food from scratch, we all went not all, but a lot of people went into the cities. Cities grew. There was a very high increase of high processed foods. We were in different work environments, different careers, and there was a very big increase in heart attacks and cardiac diseases. So people started wondering that why, how did this happen? Is it stress, or is it what is it? But they also saw, well, this guy Lancet in 1979 saw that, for instance, the people from Greenland, the people who lived in Greenland, they did not have such high rates of heart attacks and cardiac disease. So he started wondering, well, what are they doing different? It must be genetically. Well, then he found out that the people who went from Greenland to other parts, like Europe or the USA, that they would also increase their risk of heart attacks and cardiac disease. So then he figured it must be something that is different in Greenland than the other parts, in Europe and in the USA. Um, so they started studying that. So from 1979 on, omega 3 was already studied. Only they did not yet know that it was omega 3, but they found that out later. So, what is omega 3 and omega 6? Because they are very common in very normal foods. Um, Omega 6 is way easier to get nowadays than omega 3. So, for instance, what is omega 6? You will find that in vegetable oils, sunflower oil, soya beans, cashew nuts, tofu, peanut butter, or other high processed foods, but also, for instance, eggs. And especially the eggs which have, from the chickens which have been, which not have been outside, which have been fed with grain, with corn, and things that are not the optimal diet for a chicken. The same is happening with the chicken that we eat, but also the beef, the pork, all these animals which are fed and bred to grow fast so we can slaughter them quicker and they will grow quicker. They don't have enough movement. These will also contain high omega 6 in their meats or in their eggs with the chickens. But if you have a grass-fed cow or a chicken which have been running around, playing around, and have been fed the optimal diet, then the omega 3 levels will be higher. So it is hard to say if meat and eggs are actually high in omega 6, but because more stock is actually raised in traditional ways where they don't have enough space to walk in and not fed the optimal diet, we can mostly say that for the biggest part of eggs and meat, there is more, contain more omega 6 than omega 3. So, what is in omega 3, or what are the foods containing omega 3? Cod, flaxseed, which you see on the top. Do keep in mind that if you are taking flaxseed, that you will buy the whole ones, and just before you will start eating them, you will break them yourself, because if they are already broken, then they have been oxidized, and your body cannot do anything with that anymore, and it takes more energy to break that down than it will benefit from taking it. So be aware of that. But also walnuts, they actually contain a very healthy ratio between omega 6 and omega 3. Then we have anchovy and basically all the fatty fish. Also some seafood, but mostly in fatty fish. Only if you see the things that we eat a lot nowadays and which have been a little bit less on the more on the background, like the fish in most parts of the world, then you will already understand that the omega 3 is less eaten and also less consumed. Why is that bad? I mean, why not? We like our meats, we like our oils. Well, omega 3 and the ratio omega 3 omega 6 has a very, very important role in your cells. We are made of cells. We have approximately 200 different types of cell, which have we have bone cells, we have blood cells, we have fat cells, we have brain cells, we have all these kinds of cells, and they have all have a different lifespan, a life cycle. But what they all contain is a membrane, which is uh, the protective layer basically from the cell. So as you can see, with a healthy cell, this is just a picture. So normally your cells will flow in a way, they will move, which they can because they are soft, permeable, and the nutrients will come in, the waste will go out, and it's just a really nice flow. There are approximately 100 million cells which are replaced every day, so it's just a beautiful wave of coming and going. But if your cell is damaged or you do not have an optimal ratio between omega 6 and omega 3, which means you have more or way more omega 6 than omega 3, that membrane will become hard and stiff. And you would think, like, whoa, okay, no worries. So nothing bad can come in. True, but also no nutrients can come in and no waste products will be able to leave the cell. So your cell, because it is very hard for nutrients to come in, it's very hard for the waste to go out, will stop working optimally. So it cannot do the purpose anymore what the cell was supposed to do. So it can send information, it uh, can't bring optimal blood flow. There is it cannot carry stuff to the places where it has to go, to your vital organs. So yes, that is a problem, because if your cells stop working properly, that will bring such problems throughout your whole body, because everything consists of cells. So basically what it looks like is, you can see in the middle here, this is a damaged cell. You can see the very thick veins, you can see it's a little bit clothy, you can understand that it might be a little bit hard, it might look like a macron, which is not traveled very well. But basically, this is a picture of someone before she started the omega 3. She works in the lab, so she figured, well, it's day one, let's just put one drop of blood, one drop of her blood, under the microscope and see what it looks like. And then after a few months, I'm going to take a look at it again. So she did that, and the end result was quite shocking. It's not like people see blood cells every day, but I hope that everyone can see and understand that this is a very different blood cell. So you can see on the left here, this is the healthy cell. So it is more soft. You can see it's more round, and it doesn't have those hard edges that will make it, if it was a pastry, crispy. So you probably can understand that on the cell on the left, it is way easier to go in and to release the waste products. Okay, so now that we understand how the cells work, let's take a look at what could happen if your omega 3 to omega 6 ratio is not optimal. One of the first things that could happen, and where a lot of people find difficulty with, if there is no healthy ratio between your omega 3 and your omega 6, is actually your liver, because now those fatty acids are piling up in your liver, and your liver is not able to convert those to the necessary enzymes, transporters, and stuff like that, blocks which your body really needs to be able to function correctly. So this will create a spike in your glucose metabolism, which will influence your hippocampus. In your hippocampus, this could affect your cognitive functions, your brain functions, which could also influence your insulin, could cause your body to become insulin resistant, which has a big impact on your muscles, which will also have more CO2 or less CO2 releasing from your muscles. Um, and so more waste is building in your muscles. Then, because of the insulin and the insulin resistance, there will be more white fat cells than brown fat cells. Why is this bad? Well, the white fat cells are a cheaper form of fat storage. Is that bad? Not per se, but more white fat cells is more fat in your body. The brown fat cells in the mitochondria, those are important because those are your little energy factories in your fat cells and in your muscles. They create energy and they are more expensive to keep. So for your body, who is already getting a little bit slower, who have less nutrients, less healthy cells, it is not beneficial for your body to create more brown cells because they are just too expensive. Then the white fat cells, because there is an increase of that, then that will create a problem in your liver. Then your liver has more and more problems. And the high HDL cholesterol will go down, which is your good cholesterol, and your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, will go up, which will also create a problem in your arteries. So basically, you can see that everything is connected in your body, everything is working together. And if there is something going wrong, it has a great impact on your whole system. And we see an increase not only in grown-ups with a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, but also in kids. They now say that approximately 25% of the population actually has this disease. And this is bad because there is no cure for it. There is no medicine for it. Apart from, and I say this with caution, probably changing the diet drastically. Um, what could APA and DHA do? Well, for instance, if you are looking at the right side of this diagram, you can see the oxidation products. Then if you're going down, you see an plus at the NRF2, which is the nuclear factor erythroid 2 related factor 2, which is your body's own antioxidant system. So then if there is a high concentration of free radicals, your keep L1 will disconnect from your NRF2, and the NRF2 will get into your cell, which will then produce this body's own antioxidant, which is great because now your inflammation will decrease as well, which is perfect because nowadays almost all people are chronically inflamed um, because of stress, because of unhealthy and high processed foods. Um, and so then this inflammation will increase. And because of this high increase of, or because of this high level of inflammation, there is less energy for your body to spend on, for instance, repair. So with this inflammation going down, this is also a great effect on your gut health because if the inflammation is going down, it is a less hospital or less nice condition for bacteria we do not want, and it will become a better environment for key bacteria that we do want. And also, intestinal wall integrity will increase. So you have a healthier gut, which is great because we nowadays find that the connection between your gut and your brain is far more important and far more far bigger than we actually anticipated. So, if you have a healthier gut, then there is also more nutrients that can get absorbed from your gut, which will increase your nutrient intake. So, basically, then, if you're going down at the antioxidant response, you can see the de novo lipogenesis, which converts carbohydrates into fatty acids, which are then changed to trioglycerols, which are mainly active in your liver. And they dispose of adipose or body fat. So now we have an anti fatty liver response, which leads to an increase in your mitochondria in the cell, which are those energy boosters, those energy fabrics, which is shown in the PGC1G, which stimulates the mitochondria and is important for your metabolism. But it also regulates many tissue specific tasks. So you may think, oh my God, this is the wonder pill I have been waiting for. So, what we can claim, what DHA and a healthy APA and a healthy omega 3 to 6 ratio does is helping the normal vision, helping and maintaining normal brain function, maintaining normal heart function, maintaining normal blood pressure, maintaining normal muscle function, and maintaining a normal immune system. These are approved by the EFSA. But as you saw before in the in the two diagrams before, you may understand that there are way more things affected than is just shown here with these six claims. So I am going to mention some which could help, but they are not approved by the EFSA. So what it could potentially do is help you getting pregnant, improvement of your healthy semens and cells, but also, for instance, menstruation pain or menstruation not being active or having a lot of problems or a lot of blood flow or not at all. So regulating your menstruation. It may help in postnatal depressions or pregnancy dementia. It may help with getting more oxygen into the body due to a softer and permeable muscle, which could lead to better results in sport and durability. It could activate fat burning in the cells because of those active mitochondria. It could improve your skin conditions like acne, rosacea, dry skin, eczema, psoriasis, or calming down the inflammation in the skin, which was also leading to a lot of these diseases and these inflamed skins. It may regulate your heart, arteries, blood pressure, and your cholesterol. It may help developing in the brain, your sight, in the improvement in dry eyes, which is also great for learning. And especially when you're pregnant or when you are still very young, it is very beneficial for when you're pregnant, both you and your unborn baby, but also for kids. It is very important to help with those with that development of the brain and getting a great healthy baby out of it. Also with studying, with learning, because it can benefit with focus, but also with burnout and depression. And they are doing a lot of studies of what omega 3 or an unhealthy omega 3 omega 6 ratio can help with. Among others, the correlation between dementia, Alzheimer, memory loss, and your improvement on your memory. So those are very interesting developments. So is omega 3 a wonder pill? No, because even though you saw what kind of benefits it could have and what for influence it could have on your body, it does not exclude you from having a healthy, balanced diet with exercise and mindfulness, or a healthy mental diet as well. Um, yes, it could still be greatly beneficial for your body. And yes, it could release a lot of toxins or waste in your body, and it could absorb way more nutrients than it did before. But it does not exclude that. So it's not a freeway pill for going on a very extreme, unhealthy, high processed food diet. So even though we just saw that there are great benefits of omega 3, there are also still a few naysayers or studies which are less uh, pro omega 3. So, this is a study which is actually condoning that and showing you exactly what you need for a healthy omega 3 to 6 ratio and having the health benefits. So, what it says right here is if you want those um, health benefits, you need to have at least an 8% omega 3 to omega 6 ratio. What they also found is that if you follow the advice from the American Heart Association, or if you follow the Dutch one, which is even lower because it's only saying eat a few times a month fish or seafood, and the AHA recommends once or twice a week, that will not cut it to get to that healthy 8% level. So then they took a study of 1975 practitioners to have meals with fish in it once or twice a week, and also supplement. So they have a few different outcomes, but basically what they say is if you take fish twice a week and then supplement it with 1100 grams a day of fish oil or DHA or IPA, then you will reach that 8% level. So now we finally know how much we need. So we can run to the drugstore and get some supplements. Well, I do have some tips I would like to give you for your supplement intake and which products to use. So, like we just saw, um, be mindful of how much grams it contains, because you need an amount. We just said it, we just saw it. Keep that 1100 milligrams a day in mind, and also see the dosage, what the supplier recommends. Make sure that your product contains more DHA than IPA, because we saw earlier that your body is able, if it's healthy, to make more IPA from ALA, but no DHA. And also on the next slide, I will show you that, or I will do that now. And as you can see here, there are a lot of conditions which benefit more from DHA in improving than IPA. I mean, most of them still have the same balance, but there are more leaning towards DHA than IPA. Also, please stay away from capsules, because a capsule is heated to make that capsule. So it's heated to get that gelatin closed. But by heating it, you also destroy a lot of good products or good nutrients in that capsule, because it's not made to be heated. So please always choose a liquid. Then, if you have a capsule or a liquid, please avoid the fishy, smelly ones or the fishy tasting ones, because A, it's just not nice. Especially if you have a little burp or a little wrist up and you're like, and you taste fish, that's not nice. And also because Um, if it tastes really fishy, then it most of the times is oxidized. And like I said with the flaxseed, your body is not able to do a lot with that anymore because it has already been oxidized. It takes more energy to get rid of it than it's beneficial to your body, actually. Then, if the package says, as an antioxidant, we use vitamin E, that sounds really good, but it is actually not cutting it in the way of protecting the product from oxidation. And then again, it will do more harm than good, um, because it also, um, because it's artificial, it targets the wrong strand, which is a little bit a different and a difficult story to explain. But if you want to, I can explain that in another video. Um, and then please make sure that your product does not only have DHA and IPA, because a lot of suppliers and fabricants are actually using filtering so much out, because if you have a higher DHA and IPA, that says that it just looks better on the label, people will probably buy it faster, and then um, your levels are higher. But by filtering everything else out, you are missing so many nutrients which are so beneficial for you. So please make sure that it's not only containing DHA and IPA, because it's way more healthy to eat the whole fish and get all the nutrients that it has to offer than only DHA and IPA. For instance, vitamin D, because if you are having a product without vitamin D, it is very hard for your body to absorb those nutrients. Then please take in mind the toxicity levels. If you are going to increase your fish intake for 4 to 5 times a week, awesome, but keep in mind that our um, oceans are very polluted, so that there will also be a lot of toxicity coming into your body with eating a lot of fish. So keep that in mind. And also, if you have a supplement, please Google the toxicity levels, because the lower, the better. And then the last one, make sure you have a product which does sustainable fishing, and preferably even more sustainable in the production of the products, because we used to have a lot of fish, but our oceans are getting emptier and it's going fast. So, why do I work with Ecology? Well, first of all, it is a great product. It's a great company, it's a Norwegian company. They fish cod in the Arctic Circle, so it's very cold. They have a very nice DHA and IPA level. It is a liquid. They have a prize for best taste, which sounds amazing, but it just means that it's not oxidized, not an oxidized product. Um, they also have it in two flavors. They have the fish oil in lemon, which is more neutral flavored, and they have it in orange, which is a little bit more sweet. It's not only containing DHA and IPA, they actually kept everything in it. They are using a sustainable fishing method, in which they take the rest product of the fishing for consumption. So if they have a cod, then normally we would only eat the fillets. So what they do is they take the rest of the fish and make it into the fish oil. You might think, ew, that's disgusting, but actually a lot of nutrients are in those rest products. And if they were just thrown away, that would be an incredibly waste of great products and resources. So that is how they make a sustainable product without wasting so much fish. So not only do they have vitamin D, but also extra virgin olive oil added to their product. And why is that important? Well, omega 3 is a great product especially the extra virgin one, because it adds so much to the product. There are so many nutrients in there, which together they will only build with their uh, benefits. And so it only adds to the products, containing even more omega 3, but also omega 6, omega 7, omega 9, omega 11. So you do get so much stuff in there, and they're only lifting each other up. They have very low toxin levels, between 4 and 6, and they always measure it. Not only every once in a while, but every batch they measure on that low toxin level. And also, they filter it by a sustainable clay, which will take out the toxins but leave the beneficial nutrients in there. They do have the sustainable fishing. They are very big on testing, because if you do not test, how do you know that you are improving? Hopefully you will feel better, but they are saying, well, please test it. They work with an independent company for testing. Um, and then you can actually see your levels going up if everything is going all right. Um, and they are honest about the duration that it takes. It's not a wonder pill. They are very clear about that. Um, it takes 6 months, because your body has been starved or had a very bad level for probably a long time. So it needs time to get back to repair. So it needs time to go back on a healthy level, then repair, then get even better, get even healthier. And that has to go into all your organs and into your whole body. So that takes time. That's why they say, please take a subscription for 6 months. You can always stop it in between or pause it or whatever, but it will only work if you do it for a longer period of time. And they have the guarantee that the fish has been processed within 6 hours. So that leaves almost no chance for oxidation. So you have a very pure product, as close to nature as possible, which is actually tasting pretty good. I actually tricked a friend of mine a little bit, because I wanted to know if it would actually taste good. So I took the 2 bottles, because I have both flavors, because I wanted to try them. I took them to my friend's house and asked her to try them, because she hates fish with all her guts. Um, and she actually thought they tasted neutral. So that is great for the people who do not like fish. You can just try it. It does not have a great expressive flavor. It's very neutral and oily. So some of the benefits of the olive oil, you can actually see a few things which were also in the omega 3 diagram. So you will maybe recognize some, like the NRF2, the antioxidants response, the inflammation prevention and resolution, the anti-static, steatotic response. So it basically just lifts everything, all the products up. It just adds to the product and the omega 3. So that is it for today. I hope you found this interesting. You learned a lot. If you want to work with me and work with the brand Ecology, I am so happy. Please fill in the form below or contact me so we can check out if it could benefit you. If you do not want to work with Ecology, that is also fine. Please find an omega 3 supplement or company which you are happy with, and make sure you check those points. But please do make sure that your omega-3 levels are in order, because prevention is better than cure. It is your life. It is your body. Your body is your biggest cheerleader and would always like to be healthy and get you everywhere you want to go, but it does need to be taken care of. Um, so that was it for today. Thank you so much for being here, staying here. Hopefully, you've learned a lot. And if you have more questions, please let me know. I could make a different video. We could contact. We could um, call for a little bit if you have questions. And yeah, hope to see you soon. Bye bye.